Welcome back. Here we are, our gigantic box opening video. This is pretty much every Transformer I have purchased in the last few months. I have not yet opened a lot of them. I got most of the Wave 1 of Earthrise here. I got some really cool toys here. There are some of them I skipped over. Some of them I just didn't want because I already had something very similar or good enough in my opinion. Like I didn't get the Earthrise Megatron. Sorry, I have the Siege one, and that one's pretty much, I mean, I think there might be some differences, but not enough to even notice, in my opinion. Anyways, we got War for Cybertron Siege exclusive Netflix version of Hot Link there. I picked it up for a fellow forum member. They just found it that same day themselves locally. So I ended up with it, and I was like, well, you know, I can always eBay it or see if anyone else wants it. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what, I don't have a Tetrajet from the Siege line. You know, I didn't get Starscream or Thundercracker, you know, that came out at retail. I didn't pick up one of those because I was waiting for the Earthrise version, because that's the one I really wanted. So I was like, you know, why not keep this version? It's a kind of unique one, and it's like my favorite of them. You know, Skywarp's colors, it's almost like his, so why not keep it? And plus it comes with two little, you know, Target Master dudes. So I was like, yeah, why not? So yeah, I'll be keeping that. Speaking of Siege, in the background, I got Ultra Magnus there. He was a toy I was waiting on because they're that special version that's coming out, you know, with the Netflix Siege version of it. And I was like, oh man, it comes in this box marked spoilers. Oh, that's gonna be so awesome. I can't even see what's in there. It's just, you gotta wait and see if you can pick up that one. And I saw it, and it was okay. It just had some really rough, like, dark spots where Ultra Magnus should be white, you know. They made it, like, black for some reason, and it came with Rum, which I already picked up a version of at retail, and some Inner Junkies, I think, which I really would like to have Inner Junkies, but I'm getting those in that accessory set off of Hasbro Pulse. Hasbro Pulse. And so anyways, I picked up this version, got it at retail price. I couldn't find a really good discount on it, sadly. So yeah, retail, it's not too bad. The guy next to him is Shockwave, also from that line, and he was just really cheap to find. Apparently no one wants it. Apparently a lot of people consider him to basically be like a Voyager size toy in a, you know, a leader size class box. So the price tag is a bit higher, $10 higher than people think he should be. And so he kind of shelved one for the line. Right now, you can still go out and find Shockwave at Target and Walmart. If they have any leader class at all, they'll have that. Speaking of leader class, I got the Earthrise Optimus Prime. It comes with the trailer and everything. That I'm super stoked for. I had the G1 toy as a kid, and I think this is going to be my main chug Optimus Prime for a long, long time, because I don't see anything surpassing this for a while. Next to him, I have the deluxe size version of Hoist. I believe his name? Is that Hoist? Yeah, Hoist. He is a really cool Transformer. I've never really been into him as a character that much before. Like, I have his Throwing 30s version of him in my chug display up there on my next to top shelf. But he's, you know, towards the front, right next to Metroplex, so it's a very prominent spot at least for him. But yeah, he's not really one that I'm, you know, saying is a favorite of mine. I didn't have his character or his toy as a kid, so it's not really a priority for me. But it was such a faithful reproduction of the G1 toy and the character model from the show and everything, which basically Earthrise is done in spades. I mean, Earthrise is just like, bam, you like G1, here you go, more G1, just like you asked for, just like you pay for it every time. Yeah, so I got Hoist. I just have the better version of it that's more accurate to the original cartoon series. Next to him, I have the Siege version of Springer, which I have, again, I have the 30 version of Springer up there on my shelf in the back. And a lot of people love that toy. And I will say, for the time period it came out, it's a pretty neat redesign of the character. But that's what it is. It's a redesign of the character. I mean, it's basically sharing a lot of molds with a lot of stuff with his mold mate, which is the Dune Buggy guy. I forget his name. Jeez. It'll come back to me in a minute. Anyways, and I feel like that alone makes the toy compromise a little bit, and it makes it more of a new version of Springer than what a Chug version toy should be. And this is what I believe a Springer should be. I mean, he looks like Springer did on the show. It is just amazing how accurate that is. I mean, there are some updates and there's some changes and everything. And, nothing's ever going to be 100% perfect because the source material wasn't 100% perfect, but this is absolutely amazing. And that's something I'm greatly looking forward to adding to my shelf. To the left, he was this toy to the left of Springer, my left, you're right, of Springer, was, he was a toss-up for me where I was going to pick him up or not. It's a deluxe Wheeljack, and I have a Wheeljack from the Classics line, or is it Universe 2.0? I can't remember if it's Universe 2.0 or Classics, but he's a little bit squat. He has some really interesting gimmicks to him, but he's a pretty good Chug version of Wheeljack, so I was debating on whether I should pick this up or not, but ultimately I just saw him on the shelf and I was like, yeah, I want that. So he'll go up there and he'll replace my Chug Wheeljack, who will go up into the shelf of toys that have been upgraded. Speaking of upgrading, right next to him is Earthrise Starscream. I thought I would never find this guy in stores at all. Would never find him. I mean, people had found him at stores for literally 3 or 4 months, and I literally got him like 2 weeks ago. I got him at the end of June. And I got him ordered through Hasbro Pulse. I say Hasbro Plus, but Hasbro Pulse. I ordered him through that, and I apologize. You see a fly flying in front of the camera. We got a couple flies in here somehow. But I ordered him off of Hasbro Pulse, and he arrived. Like between the time I ordered him and he arrived, he finally showed up on every Target shelf within a 40-mile radius. So yeah, I was like, oh, it's like a freaking Short Pack comic. It just magically appears as soon as I order it online. But you know what? I got a good deal on Hasbro Pulse from it, so I'm happy about it. I just had to wait a little bit longer than I would have if I just kept waiting for it. Like by the time I found him on store shelves, people are already found the exclusive set right down there, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Okay, over here on to the far right in front of Hoist, we have I don't know what you call these guys. I've been calling them like Target Masters and such like that, but they're not. They're don't even know if they have what we call them on there. They're basically little weapons. They transfer Battle Masters. They call them Battle Masters. Okay, these Battle Masters. They have these little explosions effects on him, and this guy, he turns into a giant shield, which you can put an explosion effect on, like someone shot and it got blocked by the shield. So yeah, this is Sound Barrier. He just looked really cool. He was like the first Earthrise toy I ever saw at retail. So I was like, oh yes, I gotta get that. That was the start of I have to get these battle effect, toys too. So that was a no-brainer for me. Next to that, I have Deluxe Class Cliff Jumper. I had to have him. And I have the Classics version of that toy. And it's okay. It's a good reimagining of the toy. It's basically Bumblebee painted red, which is fine. Classics Bumblebee is a good toy, especially for this age. I mean, it's a 13-year-old toy at this point. So this is a much better version of him, I believe. This is more distinctive, more Cliff Jumper than it is Bumblebee. Which, honestly, that's what I really wanted. I think he comes with that big giant blaster he has on More Than Meets the Eye, which he has Megatrons right in the middle of his viewfinder, or whatever he calls it. Yeah. So over here, got Hot Link. I think we already discussed him, but yeah, he's my only Tetrajet, Cybertron version of the Seeker, the toy that I have. I mainly kept him because, like I said, I like the purple color scheme. Something different than usual, and it has these weird Battle Masters with him, so that's pretty cool. And I could have eBayed him and scalped it. I don't like scalping toys. I really don't. Like, I'll see exclusive stuff, and I'm like, I get that confliction. It's like, oh man, I could totally get like all these and like scalp them and have enough money that mine's basically free. You know, but then I feel bad because I know that somehow there's like a kid or a parent that really was looking for that for their kid, and they won't get to get it because of me. And I can't do that. So even though it'd be a cool opportunity to make some quick cash or make my Transformers free, like I'm just not gonna scout. If I see something that someone's asking about, I'll pick one up and get it for them, you know, for just basically send it to them for cost plus shipping. So I have no problem doing that, but I'm not gonna get all of it for people. Speaking of that, the last one we got down here is the Cybertron Villains, the Earthrise Seeker set with Skywarp and Thundercracker. And honestly, I was so over the moon because I kept getting emails from Target. I posted on Allspark, it's like, you know, Target is emailing me at 3 o'clock in the morning like an estranged lover to let me know that my item is back in stock. But every time I check, you know, it's gone within like 30 seconds because people just like swooping those things up. It is a scalper's paradise. Like this thing retails for $60 and you cannot buy one on eBay for less than 110 shipped. I mean, that's a good price if you could find one. So I was watching and I did the whole BrickSeek stuff about it and everything, and finally they showed up in a place like about an hour and a half from my house. But the only problem is it's right in the middle of a huge COVID outbreak is the area where they were at. So I was like, oh, don't want to risk it. And it says they have limited quantities there. By the time I get there and I get exposed to COVID, even if they have the toys, it wouldn't be worth it. But fortunately, there's a Target near my work, which is like, it's like a 15-20 minute drive from my work, you know. They had it, limited quantities. One morning when I refreshed it last week and I saw that and I was like, oh, I gotta get that. So the whole morning I'm waiting for lunch to come around so I could go on a lunch break and get that. The day did not go by fast. It took me 4 or 5 weeks to get to lunch. It was just horrible waiting for it. But I got there and I went to the end cap, which I'd seen the end cap previously because that's when they first had Starscream. My first saw Starscream at retail was at that end cap down there. And I was like, so, you know. But I walked out there and they had one left, and that's the only one they had left in the store. And I was like, mine! And I got it. And I held it like a little newborn baby all the way up to the cashier's office. And it's weird seeing a grown man, you know, a 6'2.5" grown man walking home in Transformers like that. I'm sure people think that's very weird, but I'm so used to that by now. I am 39 years old today and I do not care. You cannot embarrass me for my hobby anymore. No. I've seen way too many people with weirder hobbies than mine. So anyways, this is my big giant unboxing video. I will be opening up these and trying to transform them. If you've seen my previous videos where I make a fool out of myself trying to transform things, I have no idea what they're supposed to transform into, you might get a kick out of this. Who knows? Like I said, this is my huge unboxing video. They'll get to see more and more and more. We'll focus on all these toys and open them up and transform and talk about them. Because that's the best part about it, man, is sit there and discuss them. I mean, I don't know where I'm going to put all these yet because honestly, my shelves are just overflowing. And I would show you right now, but there's a huge mess over there. And if I put that on the internet, my wife will kill me. Yeah, she would. She would totally kill me if I showed you the mess underneath my collection shelves. But anyways, I think that's about it for now. We're going to cut this video off here and we'll pick up with the first unboxing and we'll get that posted. I think this is a long enough video without trying to open up everything, or else we'll be here for, what do you think, probably 3 hours, probably 4 hours opening up all these things and talking about them, because I mean I'm going to spend probably 20 minutes talking about Shockwave and 20 minutes about Optimus and 20 minutes about Ultra Magnus. And oh, speaking of Ultra Magnus, yeah, I forgot to tell you that I picked him up. I do have the original Target 2-pack with it was him, exclusive to him. Oh, sorry, exclusive to Target. It was him in the little white Optimus form, you know, without any parts or trailer in it. This way back in 2006, no, it's back in 2008. So 2008, and I got the City Commander upgrade set for him. He's on my chug shelf, but he's going to get moved up next to Metroplex on the shelf of toys that have been upgraded. But because this is just an amazing version of Ultra Magnus. So yeah, I'll be sure to ramble on about him. You know, if you don't got time for that right now, so I understand. Sorry, that was me trying to make a joke on something I had. Anyways, like I said, this is the overview of my giant unboxing series. Here we're gonna go. I'm gonna try to get all these shot and open and not played with, but displayed and everything. And I'll see if I can find a spot for them on my shelves, and we'll open up every one of them, and then maybe have a giant group shot together with everything open. And yeah, we'll have a bunch of videos for y'all to watch, or maybe you could dislike and unsubscribe for me if you hate this video and tell me how horrible my setup is. Which I have this redneck put together improvised light box that I made today just out of the whim, thinking I wonder if this would look good if I did like this, but I have to zoom out here. Let me zoom in some. See, this is about where I normally would keep it zoomed in, but you see, if I did that, you couldn't even see half the toy, so we had to zoom almost all the way out here just to get everything in frame. Yeah. But anyways, like I said, I'm looking forward to opening these toys and talking about them, and maybe having them all set up eventually together in a one group shot before I try to find a place for them on my shelves. So yeah, everyone at home, have a pleasant evening.